show, Star Darbar. Ragini is back. And of course, as I promised to you, I know that you all loved last week episode in Star Darbar because S.P Charan ji was here. And as we promised, he's back again with another beautiful, lovely story from his life and his love towards music. Yes, we're going to talk tonight about more music, playback singing, fun, and of course, he went for so many reality shows and television. We're going to see and hear his experiences with all the newcomers because, as you all know, that he loves to work with the fresh minds, fresh faces, and of course, fresh talent. So here we are again, and we want to welcome you, S.P Charan sir, one more time in Star Darbar. Namaskar.
Namaste, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure, our honor to see such a versatile person among us. And it's a great opportunity to talk to you because I know that as you are using the word aspiring, it has become inspiring, you know. They're hearing it as inspiration. And that is so, so, so wonderful. We want to start. Actually, I don't want to ask you that. Who is your motivation in singing? How you did that? Who is this? Because it's in your
Quite
blood,
obvious,
it's in
isn't
your
it?
DNA, it's in your family. People love you for that. You're singing, and oh my God, the song Melaga. I want to hear that from you. Will you please sing two lines to start this episode? Please, please. That will be fun.
ఈ వర్షం సాక్షిగా తెలపని నువ్వు నాకే సొంతం ఈ వర్షం సాక్షిగా కలపని బంధం. That's two lines.
Oh no, no, no. Okay, a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. Please, 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 please.
మెల్లగా కరగని రెండు మనసుల దూరం చల్లగా తెరవని రెండు తలుపుల ద్వారం వలపు వానగారాలి పంపుతున్నది ఆకాశం తరరిరీరిరీరి తరరిరరిరీరి తడిపి తడిపి తనతో నడిపి హరివిల్లులు వంతెన వేసిన శుభవేళ ఈ వర్షం సాక్షిగా తెలపని నువ్వు నాకే సొంతం ఈ వర్షం సాక్షిగా కలపని బంధం.
Beautiful. My favorite composer, and you are the singer, and of course, my favorite actor on screen, Prabhas. Oh my God, such a great combination to see, watch, listen. And I want to ask you now. This is going to be really a terrible episode for you because I'm going to ask you several things. And
You,
uh,
you couldn't
my
have asked
first
me any of this as a director or a producer, right? Or an actor. You could never ask an actor to, narrate a dialogue, or a director to narrate a script or a scene, a producer to, I don't know what. But, when it comes to a singer, you cannot stop yourself from asking a singer to sing in your show.
Yes, yes, absolutely. What we want to know is that you have worked with lot of famous names, right? Famous names. And like Cream and DSP and so many more. Um, your experience with them, like how they used to like treat you, like as a child, or as as how you were treated in that studio. I would love that. I would love that.
So, yeah, Ilayaraja sir is the only one who could have probably treated me like a kid because that was my debut with him, and he knew for a fact that I had no experience recording a song in front of a microphone in a recording studio. So he had to literally walk me through the whole process of the singing and how a song is recorded and all of that, learning the tune and the lyrics and how to pronounce, how to throw your voice, how to treat your voice in a song, and all of those. But once that had happened, with people like Mani Sharma, Kiravani Garu, and DSP, RP Patnaik, Taman, and so on and so forth. Once you get commissioned to sing a song, they expect utmost professionality once you get into the voice booth. You're given the song script, and then you're asked to learn the tune. And once you're ready, you go into the voice booth and start recording. Very rarely you get a lot of time to sing a song. Mostly, most of the songs are recorded within a few hours. Say, from entering the studio to getting out of the studio would be like about 2.5, 3 hours or so, like that. And then there are music directors like A.R. Rahman sir who want just the best out of you, and he would give you all the time to get it into your head and get comfortable with the song and present him the best of your talent in front of a microphone. So Sir Rahman sir doesn't ever say that it's running late, we need to wrap up the session or anything like that. He'll give you all the time in the booth and in front of the microphone, and whatever you render in front of him, everything is recorded and he takes the best out of it. And and the quality of Rahman sir's music, you all know about it, I don't need to iterate. But yeah, so it's you're not treated like a kid or anything like that. I think, like I said, it was Raja sir who, the first music director who actually treated me like a kid. He's also like an uncle, so it's more like a family. And but the rest of them were like utmost professionals and expected nothing but professionality from me.
All right. So your debut song, I think that you never forget that, and you cannot forget it. Okay. Will you sing? I'm not gonna say two lines again. All right. I'm just gonna say that will you sing a little bit from that song
Okay,
for our viewers?
so okay, it was literally two lines. The first song that I had ever recorded, because it was a duet between Ilayaraja sir and Dad, and so I was just at the recording studio that particular day, and Raja sir said, "Why wait for a better day? Today is a good day. Since you're here, let's just record your voice." And they had isolated a few lines from the chorus bit, and had me sing those. And coincidentally, I should tell you this. This is trivia for all of you guys. The movie's name is Punyavadi. We recorded this in '96 September. I really forget the perfect date, exact date of it. But along with me, who debuted was the very popular Telugu singer named Sunita. So Sunita and I were launched together in the first song. So this song from the movie called Punyavadi, again, like I said, it was a song between Ilayaraja sir and Dad. It's a male duet song. Sunita had come there with her father to meet Ilayaraja for opportunities, and I had driven Dad there for recording that day because the driver was on a sabbatical. So that's how it all happened. And I didn't know the name of the song until recently, or the movie, because that movie almost did not release at that time, and it took them like 5 or 8 years, and I had completely forgotten about that movie completely. And a fan of mine actually sent me a list saying that this was your first song from the movie called Punyavadi for Ilayaraja sir. Okay, I will sing you the lyrics. Again, I do not remember the lyrics again per se, but the tune that I had sung in the chorus bit, I will just hum them. எனக்கு ஒருத்தி பிறந்திருந்தா எனக்கு ஏக்காதே நீ தனனனனா தனனனனா தனனனனனா 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 எனக்கு ஒருத்தி பிறந்திருந்தா எனக்கு ஏக்காதே நீ தரனனனா தனனனனா தனனனனனா. That's it. These are the 4 lines that I had sung.
I mean, I am having goosebumps, because um, I met Raja sir. I was fortunate enough to meet him as well with our TV5 Mana TV people, and Sharat was also there, and the whole evening, that 4 hours. I know that I don't have to tell you or any of my viewers out there, but being a music lover myself, and I try to sing a little bit though, but so I was totally stuck. I was it was uh, like a lighting that struck me for 4 hours, and I don't know where I was for the whole time. And it was such a mesmerizing moment seeing Raja sir on stage with those 50 artists behind him, and all the whole evening I was totally in awe. I really forgot that like about languages. I forgot about where I was. What I remember was only that energy, that that soulful musical energy from him towards us, and that is so powerful that I forgot totally that, okay, I was not in India, I'm here, I'm sitting with all those thousands of people. I was singing out loud. I mean, because so many songs are in Tamil or Telugu and in Hindi, and listening to those, it was just amazing. And I can understand that what was your feeling singing for the first time, holding your breath for the first time, even though you
Yeah,
are
I
from
was
a
a
musical
nervous wreck.
family.
I was a
Yeah,
nervous wreck.
exactly. Because even though from a musical family, I know that how much it takes to stand in front of a microphone and say the first sound or do
And the
something.
fact is that I was never prepared for it. I was never prepared to
Yeah.
be a singer. I never thought that I would record a song for Ilayaraja. I just
Yes.
happened to be at the right place at the right time, and it just so happened. So it was like shoved into that situation, and
Yeah.
swim out of the deep end.
Yes, yes, yes. And I mean, I'm seriously, it is really, really lovely. Um, okay, now you and your vision for all this young talents, because you are in the reality shows that you are doing. So, saying few words about the shows and the talents that you are watching every day. And I know that it's our tradition and that we follow all the time, singing or dancing. This is like a traditional things that we grow with. We cannot say that we are learning singing, because we believe as an Asian or Indian that it's inside us. Dance is inside us. And our parents, our gurus, they always motivate us. They like, I mean, I cannot say more words about the parents, because they gave most of their valuable moments, time, thoughts that how we will be in that platform. And I wish that when I was younger, those platform was there in India, so I would have tried. But now I feel so glad for all these young artists, because they can interact with you on stage live. And so, how is your experience for all these reality shows?
Well, I've been associated with a show in Tamil called Super Singer for since 2016. I'm with them, and they usually call me as a judge for the juniors season, so the younger warlords. Uh, Rather than me being an inspiration to them, it's more like I get to learn so much about music from these young minds. These are barely like 2.5 feet from the ground. And the amount of talent that these kids put out there is mind blowing. It's so amazing that, these little children who they cannot even speak properly. They're not legible while they speak, but they open their voice to sing. The clarity in their throat and the lyrical clarity and the understanding of music that they have learned is just unfathomable. You cannot put a finger on say that this is the reason why this kid is able to sing this well, because this one particular girl that I'm who is in the show this season is barely 6 years old, and the amount of singing that she does is so to me rather is very inspirational. I mean, for the kid, as we call in Telugu, Karana Janma. These kids are born to sing, and the quality of singing that they're putting out there on television is just mind blowing. So I don't consider myself as an inspiration to these children. We're just there to correct them, but and just put them in the right path as far as little nuances of singing concerned, like breathing exercises and how to throw your voice and those kinds of little things. But I am there diligently every week just to see what they're going to dish out every week. This week, what kind of songs are these kids going to sing? How well are they going to sing? And all of that. Unfortunate that there is a process of elimination and all of that. But then they are all so good. They're so good that I learn every week something or the other. Oh, this song is Sangati, like it so you can render this bit, that Briga could be performed like this, the kid, and I learned from these kids, and that's the great aspect of that. Uh, Coming to the show called Paduta Tiega, I must say that I have not seen a single episode of it when Dad was doing it for about 18 to 20 years. It didn't interest me at all, these reality shows, and but after Dad, the network had insisted that I do this show. Scared out of my pants because it's such a legendary show and it's been on air for like so many years, and it's been held by my dad. It was the concept was my dad's, and he was selecting the talent for the first few years, and he was hands on with every aspect of Parvatiyaka. And you know what Bharatnatyam is, and it's been on air. I think the longest running music reality show in India, if I may say. Yeah, somebody is working on those numbers, but it's been on air for 18 years, and I'm doing the 19th year. And when the network came to me and said that I need to, captain this show, I was scared out of my pants, saying that, what, there's going to be huge comparison. I do not know Telugu that much. I think in English. I speak more fluent Tamil than I speak Telugu. And for you to, how dare you come to me and say that, I need to do Parta Tiega, because my dad was known for his Telugu. The amount of Telugu that he spoke was extraordinary, and people would watch his show every week for his Telugu, for not the singing of these kids, but more than what he would speak. And for me to conduct a show like this, carry it forward from here on forth, was really scary proposition. But like I said, I was thrown into the deep end and asked to swim out of it. And I'm learning on the job yet again. And again, as I said, that, it's these kids coming and performing to a different level. They're beyond all these legendary singers that we talk about. I'll tell you one difference though. When you're in a recording studio and when you're singing a song, okay, let me put it backwards. When you listen to a song on a radio or a CD of, say, an SPB or a Hariharan or a Chitra or a Janaki Amma or a Susila Amma, or any of these greats, the Shankar Mahadevas, all of these people, when you listen to them on radio or on a CD or on a music album or a film album, you're like blown away with the kind of quality and the sound and the perfection of singing and all of that. You can actually cut when you go wrong, and you can re-record and make sure it's perfect. And then you have technology now that, if you go a little off pitch, you can correct it in post-production and all of that. And all of that technology makes us really great singers. Whereas with these children, when they come up onto these competitions, they need to be not 100%, but 500% perfect for them to actually win a competition. So the diction, they're not allowed to look into a script book, and the tuning and the pitching needs to be just perfect. All the sangatis, as we say, and the brigas and all of that needs to be perfect to the core. So I feel that they are much better singers than what we are, and who we as judges or anchors, telling them this needs to be done, this needs to be. We're just polishing the rough stone. There is so much in that stone that needs to just come out, and we are just grateful that we are there to guide them through into their careers and as singers. And we just need to just chip off the rough edges and just make them the singers that they are born to be. So when you say that I'm being inspirational to the next generation, not at all, but I take so much of inspiration from these kids. And I'm so happy that I'm part of Partha Theka and this other reality show in Tamil. And I love the space that I'm in to learn music even now.
The way you are explaining things, there is actually, I mean, well, this is called uh, down to earth. This is called love for art. This is called you are passionate, and this shows that you are how much you are dedicated. And um, my whole team is really fortunate enough to know you actually, and my viewers as well. Um, Let us know that how dad inspired you, because he is a person that we all love. We like, I first met him through his song, of course, Ek Duje Ke Liye. I was very little, but imagine that little girl also can like understand, because those, I mean, like that time it was not like the generation for YouTubers or things like that. Um, so it was supposed to be on the mics, the big mics, when some kind of like festivities or things like that, right? But those songs really attracted me, and the voice. Okay, so I will just say that, not like motivational, but how he inspired you, and the organization that you are working for right now, that again shows your love towards him. Please talk about that a little.
Uh, well, unfortunately, I didn't get much time with him when I was a kid. We were shut off from the industry. We were not a family that would go out on events, or social events, parties, or go for recording studios, or see what my dad does, or for any of such kind of things. So we were kind of in the dark as to what my father did, until a particular age where we understand life. And then he started playing music, or we listened to his voice on radio in those days. And then I'm like, oh wow, so he sings. So that's how it was for us. And when my mom used to play music for us, and there was this one particular song in Telugu that he sang in a movie, and that used to be my most favorite song. And you know unless that song is played, I wouldn't go to sleep or eat or shower or whatever that might be. And so that's how I know, I heard my dad, that he was a singer. Never saw him in a recording studio performing in front of a microphone. We were never there until later in life, and seen him on stages very occasionally. So, as far as inspiration, I would say that he was an inspiration to me musically later in life, when I was in America studying, and that is where I discovered S.P. Balasubramaniam. Because before that, you're all in a fad. When I was in India, all the kids were listening to Stevie Wonders and Michael Jacksons and Janet Jacksons, and that was the music that we were listening to. Once I got to America, and it was all of that music in radios. And I spent a lot of time in isolation walking in those days, because the whole culture of America was new to me. So that's a different story. So all I had was this one Walkman, and some music from India that I took. And I would listen to that music and then just walk miles and miles into the jungles, and find my way back. And that is when I discovered S.P. Balasubramaniam. and it's just uh, mind blowing the amount of content as music he's put out there in the world. And see, the thing is, they just went out there as a 9 to 5 job. It was not, they were doing some creative stuff, and it's something amazing like what this generation nowadays are doing. When you open YouTube and you see these independent performers, they're actually working on content that is very creative and putting themselves out there. Whereas that generation, it was like, okay, it's morning, 9 o'clock, have breakfast, leave to work, sing like 7 songs, 8 songs a day, and then just come back for lunch and go back to work and then come back again, sleep over. And that was a routinous life for them. I don't think they understood that they were actually creating a legacy or history by working the way that they were working. So that is when he was an inspiration to me in music. I would get up on stage whenever he's touring America. I would get to sing one song, really scaredy little kids, knees all shivering and jerking, clitter clatter teeth, and holding a microphone with shivery hands and singing. And to, him slowly teaching me the little nuances of performing on stage. Never did I think that, I was going to record or be a recording artist. It was always, when you're on stage, you perform like this. So I was always like, okay, I get to sing one song a year with SPB on stage whenever he's touring in America. But this became, once I started becoming a professional singer, he did try to convince me to start learning music because I was naive and I never learned music. And I thought, Dad, if you can do it, I can do it. He never learned music, and he was like, he was in the industry by then around 30 years. And I said, if you can do it, I can do it. You think it's that easy? I said, yeah. And then he said, okay, here is one song. I want you to sing this. And he was right. It's not that easy. But what then I realized was that he came from a kind of a generation where the music directors were so huge, big, and they taught him so much. And we do not have such music directors. Nowadays, we have. I don't want to get in there, but coming back to the point where he was inspiration, he was more of an inspiration to me as a human being. How to be in public, how to present yourself, how to. He was such a sweetheart to everybody. He would never say no to anybody, no matter how tired he was. After a show, he would have a smiling face. He loved life. He lived life to the fullest, and that is something so amazing. And I don't think I've seen anyone live life the way he lived. That's and if would I be able to do that? I'm not sure, but definitely I would want to, live the way he lived. You know,
We just we all just being nostalgic. I just want to come out of that era and want to ask you that what are your hobbies? I mean, I know that all these things that you do is, I think the time for your hobbies are really less. I don't know, but what do you love to do when you are not doing anything at all?
when I wasn't doing anything at all, I used to play cards with my mom, help my mom in kitchen and all of that. Yeah, I dabble in cooking a bit. I like to cook. But unfortunately, now I do not even have a time to pick up a book to read it. I have not seen any of these OTT platforms and the movies that are out there and the shows that are out on Netflix or Amazon ever since that. It's been 2 years. Him and I used to sit every morning at breakfast table and talk about that particular episode on one particular show. His favorite was Blacklist, Designated Survivor, and so we would all discuss these kinds of episodes. And now it's been 2.5 years since I've actually seen a series completely. I do not have time for that. It's I've been consumed by music all the while, and it's every weekend there is a show, and then I'm in these reality shows shooting for them, and and then other social commitments, and then the family. So yeah, it's going well. I've not used to this for the past 48 years, and now um, I've been slapped into this whole situation right now, and I'm still getting used to it.
Uh, well, it was really nice talking to you, and I would love to know that about that SPB Fans Charitable Trust, right? That's what you are talking about these days. So, what is that, and how anyone can reach out, and what they really have to do?
Okay, SPB Fans Charitable Foundation was started in 2016, I think, and it was an initiative by one Mr. Giridhar Raja. Um, they had a Yahoo group, and they were all getting together to discuss SPB's music, and they would get together for Dad's birthday, come and cut a cake and all of that. And Dad uh, eventually said that you're wasting your time and money on a birthday, and all these garlands and cakes and these flower bouquets and all of that. Why don't you put all this money to good use and do some charity, do it for people who deserve that more, on my name if you need to be. And that's how it all started, and then they called it SPB Fans Charitable Foundation. It's not SPB Trust or SPB Foundation, it's the Fans Foundation. It's run by the fans, and we are just there to motivate them, meet them annually and stuff like that. There's a lot of charity that goes on, year out. We weren't into much of publicity at all. It's We do not give out monies or checks for these organizations, NGOs. We go out and help them as per what their requirements are. So if it is an orphanage, and if they need food for a year or so, so the supply is there. And if they need books, or if they need stationery, if they need sleeping equipment, and all of those kinds of stuff. So that's how we've been trying to do it. And we raise very little funds. We have not done any fundraiser concerts for, or a tour for fundraiser or anything like that. We are blessed with great volunteers who contribute every year, and and they take care of a lot of things. Dad and I are just there to motivate these volunteers, meet them, and have a greet with them, have a lunch with them. And mostly that was all that I used to do. And dad we used to have dad contribute to this whole cause. So whatever was risen from the volunteers, funds wise, dad used to match that. And we used to go out there and do a lot of charity. And when we had floods in Chennai a few years ago, so we were out there voluntarily, and helping people out with food and stuff like that. As far as how people can register and get into this, there is a Facebook page, SPP Fans Charitable Foundation, which has all the information, and we have a website as well, SPP Fans Charitable Foundation. And they can go in there, find all the details. Our first meeting in 2.5 years after dad passed away, and this is on the 10th of this month. And we have all not met during this whole pandemic. Everybody was locked down, and we're looking forward to all of them getting back together. It's not a huge event or anything. It's just about 200 people, 250 click, with some small little entertainment, just because we all got together. It's a small party, and then we invite all these NGOs, and we do the contributions and all of that. And so it's just very small, quaint, and quiet organization.
But we all know that anything and everything that counts from the small or smallest, smallest contribution, because all the like all the people who are really coming with a good heart to help, actually they're making it big. They're making it bigger, I can say, every time, every year. And
Yes.
from our channel, from Mana TV International, my whole team, all right, we want to be with you, to share your stories, all these beautiful stories, all over the world, and we want you to get success. I cannot say success because success is always there. Just we just have to think about it and feel it. And sometimes you have to look back to see that where I was and where I am. So it is always better that what you were doing, inspiring others and creating the new stories of life every day. All the best, all the best, and all the best. And please, your final words for my viewers globally, worldwide, they're watching you. So please say a few words to them.
Thanks, Ragini, for having me on your show, and Mana TV and Sharat for this whole initiative to meet all your fans around the world, or I must say, your fans and music fans and SP Balasubramanian's fans through your show. I just wish everybody happiness in life. It's too short. Just live it, man, and just go ahead. And worries are always there. Deal with them. I don't want to get very preachy about this, but again, thanks everybody, and looking forward to meeting each and every one of you who watch this show personally someday, some part of the world, through my music and through SPB's music. Stay safe, stay blessed, and stay happy. Thank you for having me again.
With these beautiful words, we are now at an end. And as he said earlier, that when you are asking question to a musician, the boundaries are bigger and larger and soulful and beautiful. That is why this episode a little longer, but I know that you all loved it, and you all loved it because you love him. You love the work he does, and really, thank you so much, my viewers. Without you, we are nothing. So please join us in our YouTube channel. Please do subscribe, watch your shows, let us know how you're loving it. And of course, do not miss to follow our Facebook page and come and see the repeat telecast if you miss it live. Yeah, we are doing so many things, so much actually. So please do come back for these beautiful episodes and come and meet your favorite star in your favorite show, Star Darbar. See you again next week, same time, same day, with someone very special who can touch your heart. Good night now.